All right, we good? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this TSPN broadcast of the first round of the LIS. We have the Veritas Lions, I believe, going up against the Trinity Episcopal Titans. We've got a great game in store. This series was 1-1 in the regular season, or two ties, in the regular season. No team was able to come out on top, but today that is not an option. If they are tied at the end of regular time, we will go to PKs. I'm joined here today by Matthias Rusi and Daniel Adams. Fellas, are we ready for this game today?
Man, I'm excited. It's been a while since I've seen these girls play, and from what I've heard, it's been a big improvement throughout the year. I'm just excited to see what they do.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one.
Well said, Danny.
And here comes the opening kick off, and right away, these teams are coming to play. Both of these teams, Veritas, #1 in D2. They were able to take the #1 spot recently. They've had a pretty good season, and despite their spot in D2, they can hang with a lot of D1 teams. And here comes that ball down the line.
I don't hear a whistle. Our angle, that looked out a little early, but
I don't know. Ball don't lie.
I mean, it would have been out for the Titans' throw regardless. So really the players to watch on each team. So for the Titans, Maren Schneider obviously in the middle. But also up top, Mary Mac Stark has really made an impact in this team late. 2 goals in their last game in senior night against St. Margaret's. But then obviously, as always, we've got our stable defense back there with the Titans. And then on the Veritas side, you have number 18, Lauren Kenny, is really their main playmaker. And here comes Maren Snyder down the right side of the field. She has a hit, but smooth hands from the keeper.
I like that early attack from the Titans. Way to get started. And also kind of backing up to some players to watch. I think on the Veritas side, she's senior Amelia Wilcox. Tucker's very close friend, very talented. I think she plays outside back. She'll be another person to watch as well.
absolutely. Bro, yeah.
So Danny, let me ask you, who's your player to watch for the Titans today?
My player to watch, all of them, team sport. Everybody's got to work together.
Okay.
Great answer.
I like that answer, Danny.
That's an IB answer right there.
And the people you've already mentioned are
Here comes
some
V Updike,
standouts.
and the header, and it's a Titans goal! Early on, the Titans break through the Veritas back line, and they're able, off the beautiful cross, there's the header, and that is a great way to start if you're a Titans fan. 1-0 within the first 3 minutes. What a play from the Titans.
That better, Tucker. I think the last game you and I broadcast together, they didn't score a goal through the whole entire 80 minutes. Getting one within the first 3 is an exceptional start.
Yeah, Matthias, I mean, that's what they've turned around at the end of the year. They have found ways to score earlier. They don't leave it until that last minute when they really need one. They get it early and make their opponent come back. But, yeah, right away, especially against the team that you've tied with all year, coming out getting that goal early is a huge huge momentum builder.
It is. That's what you do in playoff soccer. Go ahead, Dan. My bad.
Setting the tone for the rest of the match. Got to just hope they keep their foot on the gas.
Definitely, Danny, you as a, left-right winger at times, you know what it takes to get that cross in. I mean, that's a Danny Adams type of play.
Exactly.
That was a dime that, you're so famous for.
Well, thank you very much, Tuck. But, I mean, great header, too, as well. Like,
definitely.
You really got to be positioned right and connected well. And
I mean, yeah, that was
all around great play from everybody.
Great finish. I mean, top left corner. This Veritas keeper who was very solid in the last game. Really, I mean, that was an unsavable header there. And now we have a Titans corner. Maren Snyder taking the corner for the Titans.
Dangerous.
She's been their free kick taker really all year, and I mean she's money from that spot. She's practiced this hundreds of times. Let's see. The Titans already dangerous on headers today.
It was well played by the keeper there to come out off her line.
Titans able to keep the pressure, but Veritas avoiding disaster, able to get the ball up.
Out and wide. What you want to do.
There's a dangerous ball now into Titans territory, and Lucy Wright.
Up and out. Always a safe play.
Best way to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gino Galvez. You know, he's been a playmaker all year as LIS Manager of the Year, but you know he'll continue his work during this game today.
Steady presence for the Titans.
Definitely. Here comes a Veritas throw. This is really their first breakthrough into Titans territory.
Can't get a hold of that one.
Well defended, and now we're going to be going the other way.
Great composure from 18 there.
Definitely. Oh yeah, she punched like that. Yeah.
I didn't know why she wasn't.
Yeah. Here's another Veritas throw, but well defended by V Updike. That's the shield you like to see, Matthias.
It reminds me of Maminovich out there.
Definitely.
No nonsense.
Definitely.
Getting a little big, putting your body on somebody.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, a lot of these coaches coached us as well, and one of the things that they coach is you got to pick one, ball or the man, and V Updike choosing to go for the man there, and my goodness, it worked.
My goodness, indeed.
Maren Snyder winning the ball on the left wing, and she's going to be shoved down. That's just, you know, heat of the moment. That's the right call. You know, just a little foul.
A little extension of the arm there.
A lot of times, these are what teams have to do to stop Maren when she gets going down the field. They just got to put her on the ground, take the foul, and make the Titans get reset up. And here's a ball cross, unable to stay in. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you at home, we will be giving you updates as well about the Barcelona-Inter Milan Champions League semifinal game.
We're 3-3 in the 96th.
Currently in extra time. That game is 3-3. I know it's a tough choice to pick between this LIS playoff game and the Champions League, so we'll keep you updated.
The corner.
Here comes another Titans corner. It's a great ball in. Oh, I thought from here it almost looked like it was going to sneak.
At the right height.
It's going to sneak in, but
You can't do that. Right? Score off the corner.
You can. Red Olympico. I don't know. A lot of people, pros, will get a little in-swinger and it'll back of the net. You can score on a direct free, not indirect, if that's somebody.
Titans keeping the pressure here, not letting Veritas get out of their own half. And here's a ball through to
Good
Isla
through ball.
Cromwell.
Might have a little much on it. Yeah.
Titans still showing how dangerous they can be, though, on both sides. They've been attacking a lot on that left side of the offense and now switching over to the right side. It's just great to see.
I 100% agree, and I think, yeah, one of the reasons the Titans have been so successful in this latter part of the year is
Go Inter! Oh, my God.
Inter Milan goal
Inter
here.
Milan just scored. Oh, my goodness.
Switch the field.
And going to be well defended by Veritas.
And Owen in the corner. Veritas is going to try and keep him contained.
Be up like throw in. And going to be turned over by the Titans.
That was Gino Galvez with a nice throw, giving the team a new ball.
Absolute cannon
One
of an
roll.
arm.
Yeah, it's a great eye.
That's a manager of the year.
Without a doubt.
I 100% agree. I think this is a good time to plug. During halftime, there will be another. This will be volume 3 of the Gino Galvez interview series. We've gotten him up here multiple times now, and especially this is what could be the last broadcast of TSPN for girls soccer.
Uh-oh.
Why not end it with a Gino Galvez interview?
Titans working their way down the field. Gonna drop it back.
There comes that through ball in.
Not a bad idea.
That was a
Disrupted.
good whip in from V. And now Veritas on the attack. It's a foot race, but Hadley balled. Going to be able to get there. Well done by Hadley Ball. That's a great defensive effort.
That is great.
Way to work back.
Defense.
Making Matthias Rusi proud. Matthias, king of just kick it out and get reset. Better to make him throw it in than give up a goal.
Absolutely.
Good move by Gabby, and Veritas quick to get it back.
Nice ball movement there.
There's a good ball in to Lauren Kenny. Lauren
It's the most
Kenny.
dangerous they've looked so far.
Oh, in the corner.
There comes a cross, but Lucy Wright, the senior leadership. She's been huge for this team, really the anchor.
Just up and out, disrupting their flow, their little momentum they had going there. They had a few strings of some good passes there.
Yeah,
Some
Veritas
one
showing
touch.
what they're capable of. So that's
Yeah.
going to be something to watch out for, especially for the Titans defense.
Yeah, one of the things you can do, especially, the Titans, they haven't had a lot of 1-0 leads super early this season. And
Wow, way to come out.
if you're the Titans, you got to be careful of, you can't get complacent. You can't sit back and let Veritas put the pressure on because, within the blink of an eye, it could be a 1-1 game. And there's a good ball in from Lauren Kenny, and dangerous situations for the Titans. Great defensive effort, and now the Titans on the counterattack. Marin Snyder with the ball down the field.
Not a bad look, just nobody down there to jump on that. Great work by the Titans, though, to get that ball out of there. They were in a dangerous spot.
Agreed. I mean, usually they didn't quite sync up Mackey and Marin, but if Mackey has 1 or 2 seconds more, she can get down the field and have a serious look at goal there. Going to be a Veritas throw from the side. I believe they play 80 or 40-minute halves. Is that right? I think.
I believe so. Yes.
Cat Pope able to pick the ball off from a dangerous clearance of Veritas, and Merritt Snyder hits the ball in, but great defensive effort.
Titans stay on it, though.
And here comes Veritas racing down the field.
Dangerous.
Here's the Veritas throw now. Updike just played it safe, hits it out. Veritas starting to get a little bit more possession in this game, having a little bit more of a presence in this in their final third. Still yet to really have a serious goal scoring opportunity, but definitely a little shift in the momentum in what was all Titans earlier in the game.
Definitely they had a little bit of a slow start, but the way they responded is good. When you go down a goal that early, you never want to just drop your head, you know, and I think they're doing a great job of continuing to fight.
Yeah.
Still a lot of game left.
We, over at the boys program, went down 1-0 a couple of times early, and we know the importance of not hanging our heads.
It's a hard thing to kind of overcome mentally. Coming out all fired up for a game, and then all of a sudden you find yourself down on the scoreboard. But I think Veritas right now is doing a great job of not letting that get to them so far. They're still pressing on offense, still playing hard on defense. Great to see.
Titans really unable to get possession back here. And that ball's just going to go out for another Veritas throw-in. Dangerous ball into the middle. And there's a hit. That was number 16, Adeline Kemp. Definitely one of the bright spots for this team going forward is the two very young keepers, Amy Phillips and Lyles Alpin. It's great to have two solid keepers that you know will be with the program for a while, that you can really build a solid team off of. Coach Carter Tyree with a strong history of both girls and boys team keepers. Matthias is a FC Richmond guy. Are you familiar with Veritas head coach, Coach Bo?
When I was there, he was coaching the younger teams.
Okay.
And when he started taking like a bigger role, I was already gone.
Okay.
But yeah, I know who he is.
Okay. Sorry, I know that he was pretty involved in FC Richmond.
Yeah, I think he still is.
Okay.
But I never had him as a coach. I did have Testaroka, Veritas Testaroka. Her dad was actually one of my coaches when I was super.
Really dangerous chance there. Veritas keeper Jordan Kenny kind of muffled that one a bit, but able to pull it back in and avoid disaster.
Whatever works.
Whatever works, truly. And we know on this field, really a big piece of the advantage for the Titans is around this time the sun really comes down on the far side keeper's eyes. It's really hard to see what's happening. There's a great punt, but well done by
That's great field vision right there, and a great ball.
Marion Snyder on the ball here. Gonna have a hit on goal, but that's a good save.
It's a good look.
Give you all a little update on the Champions League semifinals game. At the first portion of overtime, it is 4-3 Inter Milan. They're about to play the next 15 minutes, and whoever's leading after that will win and move on to the Champions League finals. Like number 2 for Veritas, maybe Griffin is coming on.
Well done by Hadley Ball to break up that play, and V Updike doesn't take any chances, hits it straight up the field, and now the Titans are off on the counter. A lot of, 50-50, a lot of 50-50 balls here in the middle. It's kind of just been going back and forth between these teams. No one's really controlled the ball for much of the game.
Positive part about that, though, for the Titans is that they're winning most of these 50-50s, which is a big improvement from the last game I watched. They were slow to get to a lot of the balls, weren't winning many of the tackles, but it's a completely different story today.
I agree. I think, and that's come with time as they've gotten later into the season. They've elevated their intensity, and they've stepped it up. Definitely, in the last game you were here for was about middle of the season, and I definitely agree that there's a noticeable difference in the play style.
I think that also comes like the time and just the building of the chemistry throughout the season. There's a lot more trust in each of the players. They're not afraid to go into tackle because they know their teammate behind them's got their back. That's something that's really inspiring to see.
Yeah, and this team's had to go on the road against some tough opponents, some hostile environments, and I think, playing at home is one thing, but having to go away and, like you said, trust your teammates is another thing. So, being able to play at home in the first round, this Titans team is about as ready to go as they'll ever be.
If you had told me after that last game that I saw they'd be hosting a game in the first round of the LIS tournament, I would not have believed it.
Yeah, they definitely. I mean, they've stepped it up, truly. But man, it is a competitive LIS this year. One seed, obviously, Collegiate, 18-0. The only team they've tied to, or even come close to losing to, is Norfolk Academy, the number 2 team in the state. Believe number 2 in the LIS is Stab, and then it's us. So obviously, Collegiate likely to win the LIS this year, but for the Titans, they're probably going to go on and play. They'll probably see Collegiate, they'll probably see Stab next if they're able to pull out this game. And they have not beaten Stab this year, but Stab is definitely a team that they can beat. And that would be a huge confidence booster going into the state tournament if they're able to come away and make it to the LIS final.
I didn't realize Norfolk Academy was that good.
Yeah, they're having a very good year. And unfortunately for them, Collegiate is just having this Collegiate team is like a generational talent. I think this is probably the best. That's a hit from Isla. Well defended though. But I think this Collegiate team this year is probably one of the best girls soccer teams the Vista has seen in probably 5 years. They're very dominant. Here's a good ball, but Lauren Kenny has the wheel. She gets onto it and saves it from becoming a real chance for the Titans. One by Veritas in the middle, one by Testaroco, and now comes Veritas down the left wing. Here comes the ball in, a little bit behind.
Touch.
Dangerous chance. And the Titans are able to keep it away for now.
Man. That is scary for the Titans.
Yeah, that was that was probably Veritas' first, really good look at goal. A very good touch in the middle. I believe that was Katie Gaston in the middle with that incredible touch off of the cross, but they were just unable to bring it down to their feet and get a solid hit on it.
Yeah.
And then, even at the end there, the hit by Lauren Kenny almost, if it was a little lower, it might have been able to find the goal.
Titans back line just needs to be ready for that, communicate. Just seemed like they left their back right side wide open, and they paid for it.
I agree. I think the number one thing today for the Titans, if you're going to go up, take the 1-0 lead early. You cannot become complacent. You can't let Veritas equalize, especially late in the game, because if they get that equalizer late in the game, it's going to be all Veritas. And in a game where you're going to overtime, you want to have the momentum. So if you're the Titans, cannot let the equalizer come late, and ideally you can increase the lead a little bit, give yourself some breathing room. Marin Snyder on the ball across the middle to Island. Oh, dangerous hit from Isla Crumlish.
Almost dips into the goal. That was.
I don't know if that was what she was trying to do.
I'm not sure, but
that's a good look.
Definitely scared the keep a little bit.
It's a good move from the right back at Veritas, but
it's away from her a little bit.
Yeah. Dangerous ball, but well done by the Veritas center back. I'm trying to tell which number that is. I think it's number 5, Charlotte Drew. This Veritas center back duo is very solid. I remember in the last game, the Titans had some chances that were prevented by this Veritas center back duo. One of them kind of plays a more sweeper role at times, and any of those deeper over-the-top balls that may come through are denied. Here comes the throw from V. Updike. Never mind. Going the other way. Veritas throw.
We're on the same page there.
One of the things that if you're a coach of these teams you might have to think about is Veritas, their home field is turf. So the ball's going to roll a little bit differently. And we've seen a couple of passes out of Veritas today that either didn't have enough on it or maybe had too much, and that could just be a product of not being used to playing on real grass. So, again, just shows the importance of having the home field advantage for the Titans, playing on their own turf, not having to worry about playing on a different surface. Marin taking off. But Testaroco says otherwise and is able to break up what looked like a pretty good offensive attack for the Titans, and going to remain a Titans throw. About 10 minutes left in the half.
Great tackle there by our cameraman's own sister, Mary Wade-Lake.
Yeah, this team definitely, this Titans team definitely has a bright future. A lot of younger players that might not be playing, over half the game right now, but when these seasoned veterans, these seniors, when they graduate, our team will definitely still be competitive for many years to come.
Yeah, it's a very young team. This is the youngest team I've seen in my 4 years in here. And it's unfortunate that we're not going to be able to see this talent in a couple of years, but I think they're in a really good spot.
Yeah, definitely agree. And, you've got players that will eventually be seniors that have been playing varsity their whole time here. You'll have Marin Snyder and you'll have Cat Pope as well. Two players who, obviously Cat Pope a junior, Marin a sophomore, but two players who have played varsity their whole careers, and they'll be incredible leaders for this team. But also, you've got we've got players as young as 8th grade out here giving good minutes, contributing.
And they're only losing 5 seniors. So
True.
They're keeping their main core group of underclassmen together while not losing that much leadership. So they're set up for the future.
Agreed. And next year they'll also have LG Logan back. They'll have Mary Ellerson White back, 2 players.
Maddie Cranston as well. She's been out for most of the
Maddie Cranston as well. 3 players who
all be looking to have big senior years for the Titans.
Definitely. There's a ball out wide, but again, Veritas center back duo says otherwise. That was number 6, Beth Ehrman. Ball one in the middle. Cat Pope gets onto
it. Wind picking up a little up here in the booth.
Indeed it is.
To see how that affects the play down on the field, because a lot of these long balls might get taken by the wind.
Yeah, we might see some Pierce Riddle-esque long balls here.
It might.
And that, that's not necessarily a good thing. The
balls, they don't go in the woods.
They may go into the woods. Who knows?
Under boot.
Here comes the goal kick out of Veritas, and the Titans able to jump on it quickly. Now Marin racing down the right wing. Let's see, could she get the ball in? Good defensive effort from Veritas here. Denies any real chance, and it's going to force the Titans to take a throw in from the deep corner.
Good through ball. Can't get by senior Lucy Wright, though.
great work again by the Titan defense, getting back, stopping the threat. That's how they're going to need to play the rest of this game if they want to come out with a win.
Titans with the ball to the feet of Marin Snyder. Races down this left wing after some quick footwork, but Testaroco works back well. Able to get a corner for the Titans.
And now we're entering the last 5 minutes of the first half, and as you boys know, boys soccer team take first 5, last 5, every half very seriously.
Agreed.
And, you know, we saw in the first 5 minutes of this game, Titans put up a goal. They're going by that mindset. You know, they should be eager to put one in the back of the net.
Header back across.
Last 5.
Mary Waylick with the hit. Still a dangerous ball in the middle. And going to go out for a Veritas goal kick. Yeah, Danny, let's see in these last 5 what will happen.
Once again, though, on that corner, the Titans crashed into the ball. It's very impressive to see. It's the switch in mentality from the past couple weeks.
Yeah, I don't think the Titans team from, say, 4 or 5 weeks ago is giving teams trouble like this on a corner kick.
Yeah, the Titans team that lost and tied to a lot of these teams early in the season is not the same Titans team that we're seeing on the field today.
Agreed.
And even though they didn't finish that one, I mean, having the ball bounce around a couple of times in your own box for Veritas, I mean, that had to be very frightening.
And one of them's going to fall. The next corner they might have, it's coming.
Indeed.
Well done by Kat Pope. Kat Pope really embodies what you want in a center defensive mid. She goes, takes the ball back. When you lose it, she's not going to – what a slot! Marin Snyder on the left wing, and you know what that means. Merritt Peterson will have to shave his head.
Didn't even have to lie about
That
it.
did not have to lie about it. What a goal.
Wow.
Marin Snyder on the left wing.
And he's gonna hold up.
Slices and dices
Also,
at Veritas
a
back
goal
line.
in the last 5. First 5, last 5. Following up on that.
Danny, with the call, he said first 5 they got one. They're going to get one in this last 5. And, I mean, his prediction accurate.
What you love to see, consistency from the Titans. Keeping their foot on the gas. Not getting complacent. It'll be interesting to see how Veritas responds to this.
Now, they do say that, a 2-0 lead going to half is the worst lead to have. But, I think in the Titans' case, they have kept the momentum. So, really, as they go into halftime, they just need to keep stressing, avoid letting Veritas get back in the game.
This is absolutely the position the Titans want to be in going to half.
Definitely. Getting one last goal before dangerous chance, but
Keeper's there.
yeah, I mean, getting one last goal before you go to half, huge confidence booster. And, I mean, this was the result, or this was the score going into halftime for the St. Gertrude's game. Or, excuse me, not St. Gertrude, St. Margaret's game going into for senior night. So, definitely, a game that could end up with the same result.
Be great if it did.
A good ball.
Number 3, Addie Chippendale, able to create a serious chance here for the Veritas. Testaroco on the ball, strong, able to maintain possession. And if you're the Titans, you just want to avoid disaster before halftime.
Definitely. Yeah, they're definitely looking to just hold possession, move it around, find the open man.
Give you all a quick update on the Champions League game. It is just finished up. Inter Milan wins on aggregate 7-6.
Wow.
They'll be facing
Wow.
the winner of PSG Arsenal game, which is playing tomorrow.
Wow. I mean, honestly, I would not have expected that. That's
Yeah.
with the way Inter played today, they could very well be the Champions League winners. We're gonna go to NHL updates now.
Love it.
Pulling up the ESPN right now.
You're a master just standing there. No shit.
Titans still in possession here in their final third. Marion Snyder on the ball. Dangerous on the left wing this game, and there's the half. Titans going to the half 2-0. Great position to be in. A team that has not been up early in games for a lot of, especially earlier in the year, but now finding their footing. We had some great goals early, and now really if you're Veritas going into this, you got to know a 2-0 lead is not the worst spot to be in. You know, if you find one goal, you're really straight back into the game. So if you're the Titans, name of the game, keep them out. If you're Veritas, name of the game is you got to find the back of the net.
Absolutely, for Veritas. And also they got to really focus on the things that have been going right for them, right? Like attacking the corners. They've been doing a solid job on defense as well. Got to work on corners, getting it up and out. Really just some fine-tuning. Titans got to stay locked in, Can't just
Look who we have running across the
Bruise.
field right now.
But, ladies and gentlemen, Gino Galvez, LIS Manager of the Year, coming across the field now.
look at that hustle.
Don't go anywhere.
We've gotten some interviews from him throughout the year, but this will be the third interview, and of course, we have to, especially in a playoff game, we got to get his thoughts.
Might also be the last interview we ever have with him.
It
'cause
could
he'll be
be.
graduating along with us three
It could be.
in
That
less
is
than a
true.
month.
Who's giving up
That
their
is true.
headset? I can ask some questions, and then y'all can get on if you want.
I'm happy to give up my headset for the
Hey,
LIS Manager of the Year.
Hey, I'll get you
One
back.
and only.
But I do want to ask a question.
Yeah. Well, I'll let
You
you
can
get
ask me
that
at the end, yeah.
All right, Gino. So first question we got for you. First of all, welcome.
Oh, wait, let me start off by saying that Merritt has to buzz his head and
Yes.
bleach it.
Oh, we
Yes.
let him know.
Yes, when
I didn't
when
know
that
if y'all
goal
were
was scored.
aware, but everyone on the bench was yelling how Merritt has to do it.
Meerkat, I hope you're listening.
And apparently he's pulling up to the game.
Oh,
That's the word around the
even
street.
better.
But he don't know. We got the Clippers ready. We have them ready.
So, Gino, obviously, the big difference in now versus the other interviews is it is playoff season.
Yeah.
Tell me, what was the team mentality like going into this game? How were they preparing for this playoff game?
I mean, of course we were ready yesterday, but, the rain, so it had to be today. Got some grub with some teammates before, and I could just tell that the energy was there, like chemistry, everything, like everyone was hype. And, of course, getting that goal 3 minutes in, lifted our spirits, Second goal there, great way to go into half. Feeling good.
Definitely. And, Danny threw it out on the broadcast, first five, last five, and our team really stuck to that.
We do be we do be saying that sometimes on the bench.
Definitely.
Great analysis by Dan there.
Oh, definitely. Gino, talk about both of these goals. What went right in these goals that were scored?
I mean, I was just filling up the water bottles, and then all of a sudden, I hear like the voices on the bench start picking up, and then it just goes in. Electric header there. I was so hyped. I was jumping up and down. Alex was not as hype as me, but he was still pretty hype. That second one, I think I was more hyped that Mara has to shave his head now. I mean, of course I'm excited that we're up 2-0 now, but Mara has to shave his head now, and I'm so excited for that.
As the manager, with the players it's going to be a little bit different, but as a manager, how do you mentally and physically prepare for games, and especially in a playoff game? How are you preparing to fill up those waters, set up the field?
Throw those balls back onto the field.
Oh, did y'all see my one throw?
Oh, yeah, we talked about it a lot.
I mean, it doesn't take much, if you're as talented as a manager as me, like me and Alex,
Definitely.
like as winners of LIS Manager of the Year, you know, it doesn't take much for us to prepare. We just come out here, we're always ready to do our job for the girls on the team. You know, they can always rely on us to do our job.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of alluded to this earlier in the year, but we've asked a question along the lines of this. But what has really been the switch that has flipped? You know, earlier in the year, our team had some struggles, especially with scoring. If someone would have told me earlier in the year that our team would be up 2-0 in an LIS playoff game, you know, I might have doubted that. What has changed in this team so that they're out here putting up dominant halves like this one we just saw?
I mean, I kind of think it's the same as my last answer. I mean, I feel like we got the formation right. We are missing key players as well.
True,
We're missing Mia
true,
and Maddie today.
true.
But I think the chemistry's there now, the energy, everyone knows what they want. Everyone's playing for more than just themselves now. And I think we're like just a complete team and family now. You know, I think that's the biggest difference right now.
Agreed. And Matthias alluded to it. These 50-50 balls in the middle, our team is winning those. That was not the case earlier in the year. There's a lot more aggression coming out of our team. Matthias, you have a question?
A more specific question towards Gina. No, it's something bad. I want to know what you do to mentally prepare for these game days. Throwing the balls back on the field, filling up the water bottles. How do you practice for that? How do you get in the right mindset?
Yeah, what type of drills?
I mean, of course, like, you know, wake up on game day. I'm already feeling hype, you know. I rush into my sister's room, wake her up. I'm like, it's game day. You know what I'm saying? I'm always hype, you know. Got to keep her hype, you know. And then school day, you know, it's school. I mean, senior year, like, it's a bit tough, you know.
Spanish class, Miss Brad.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
a tough class. It's tough to stay mentally prepared throughout the day for this game or practice. But once we reach game day, the flip switch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hype. I get a couple shots up with Alex, you know, get the blood pumping, you know, and I'm just ready.
Yeah, and, you know, one of the great things about this team being in the tournament is we have a lot of young players. As we alluded to, this is one of the youngest teams that Trinity's had in a while. For them to get that playoff experience is very important. But can you just throw out a couple of names? You know, ESPN every year, you know, they'll release their top high school players might have the most potential to go somewhere. Who on this team, you could throw out a couple of names, who has the most potential in soccer to really do big things maybe at the next level?
I mean, I don't even know, like, if they want to play in college, but I can name you a couple. You know, we got some 8th graders, freshmen. We even got some sophomores that I think could be really good in the coming years, you know, like Libby, Mary, my sister, Mackie Logan as well, and then Marin and Gabby, and then Mersey too. Mersey's injured right now, but if she was out there, she'd be making a big difference.
Agreed. And, you know, we said we are losing some key seniors next year. I mean, it looks great. You know, you have LG coming off injury. You have, you know, Mary Ellerson coming off injury. A lot of these girls who had their season cut short, they'll be back next year. And really, that's great to see that this team will not have a huge turnover from one season to the next.
I feel like the experience that the younger players have gotten this year, you know, like getting a couple minutes in, you know, like, I think it's good for them for next year.
And, Gino, I do have a question for you. It's actually one of Tucker and Matthias' favorite types of questions.
Okay.
A would you rather question.
Oh, okay.
So you know how boys soccer plays in the fall and girls soccer plays in the spring. Would you rather play in the fall or spring?
I like the spring, man. I'm not going to lie. Those summer workouts for tryouts, you know, when it's 98 degrees and we're doing curvers, bro.
Yeah,
those
are rough.
Like, if we started when it was cold out, you know.
I do love summer pickups, though.
Running that 2 mile would be easier. The 40s.
Yep.
But, yeah, definitely the spring.
I would actually agree. I do like.
Look at the weather right now.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Weather's great.
Yeah, you can play the public schools.
And it also just seems like a great way to finish the year.
Yeah.
You know,
Agreed.
Like, imagine Indian senior season with soccer season.
Yeah,
Just be
having a sport to
Nothing
look forward
beats
to.
it.
You know, Matthias and I, we run track, and as much and Matthew Wadelick working the camera, we all run track. And as much as track is cool, it's just not as enjoyable as a sport like soccer.
Yeah.
So, Gino, in what could be the last interview of your career, of your manager career, thank you so much for being with us. Your answer is very insightful. Do you have any last words to say to the broadcast?
Yeah, I mean, definitely going to miss my interviews at halftime, you know. Definitely going to miss the team next year. I'll probably try to come down for some games, you know. Probably won't be able to hop on the broadcast for an interview, though, because, y'all won't be here.
You always could.
If Matthew Wade looks up here, I'll get up here. But I'll come down from JMU, you know, watch my sister, you know.
Definitely. All right, well, Jeannie, halftime's about to end, so, I mean, you got to go do your task. But thank you so much for being here. We really
Yeah, of course.
appreciate it.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
I can't hear you through the headset.
Yeah, I can't hear myself anymore either.
Well, I haven't been able to hear myself the entire time.
Okay. I could hear myself, but I can't anymore.
Man, I think the levels are fine.
Hello? I'm this one, so at least you can hear me.
We're going to do audio.
It looks like everything's
We can
on.
hear everybody. It's just we can't hear ourselves. That's all right.
Yeah, pull up the broadcast. And
Yeah, let's do an audio check. It'd be really tragic if no one could
Oh,
hear
they
us. Or maybe,
Alex Peterson's
maybe for
going
the
now. We
fans,
can't
it would
see
be
him.
better if they don't want to listen to us.
good one, Tuck.
Oh, yeah, we're good.
Okay, bad.
You can hear us. Wow, that was really great words from Gino Galvez. Very insightful.
Very, very inspiring, honestly. I'm gonna take a lot of those words to heart.
Titans are going to be staring straight at the sun.
Yet,
In this
I
half.
think the Titans did make the right call to. I don't know if they won the toss or not, but
Well,
I think
we'll see if it's the right call. If Veritas bags a couple goals here, then. It could
I
be
mean,
completely
just look at the
different.
keep right now. I mean,
It's-
arms already blocking out the
This is
sun.
where she needs a Mitchell Kugelman type visor.
agreed. I mean, she already has a Mitchell Kugelman goalie
She's got the Kugelman
outfit.
great fit.
Just needs the pink visor, and she's got the outfit
Yeah.
complete. But I mean, I think the mindset might have been they thought by the time the second half started, maybe the sun would be a bit lower, but it's arguably worse now.
Yeah.
Arguably right in the line of sight.
That's going to be someone to keep an eye on for the second half, for sure.
Yeah, it did no favors for Veritas, but definitely rough here.
We said it going into half. Name of the game now for the Titans. Can they keep their foot on the gas? Can they keep playing as they have been? They can't get complacent, especially with a 2-0 lead. Give up one goal and Veritas is right back in the game. So,
Tucker, if you're Veritas head coach, what are you saying to your team at halftime?
I mean, I think I'm telling them that basically what I just said, that get one goal and it's anyone's ball game.
Absolutely.
When you're down 2-0, I think once it gets to 3-0, it becomes a little harder maybe to get yourself back in the game. But 2-0, that's a score that you can easily turn around, and you don't need to win at the end of regulation. You just need the tie, and you can go to PKs or extra time. So,
I mean, you start with one. You
Yeah.
don't look forward to overtime. You
Great
look
work with
forward
the
to the two
update.
goals. You
Knock
look
that
forward
out.
to the first goal, and then once that comes,
definitely
you look forward to the second one.
agreed.
And you got to be aggressive, but you can't give up any goals during the process. Oh, look who just pulled up.
Smart and aggressive.
Meerkat Merritt Peterson, who's going to shave his head. After that
He might do it on broadcast.
wonderful Marion Snyder goal that has just made this young man have to shave his head now.
Maybe we should get a word from him.
We might have to get him.
We can ask him how he's feeling
ask him his
about
mindset.
losing all of his middle part hair.
Yeah.
I think he'll enjoy the buzz cut.
It's
It's a nice. I have one right now, and I quite enjoy it, especially in the summer months.
yeah.
Exactly. I feel like this is the perfect time for it. Going
Yeah,
into
nice and
summer,
cool.
let it grow out over time.
Yeah. I mean, it's the first time, especially you're not seeing a lot of people at school, so you don't have to worry about looking kind of funny if it doesn't look great.
Yeah, the buzz cut. It's a character building haircut.
It is. Very much is. Doesn't work for everybody, but maybe it'll look good on Merritt. Yeah, I like it better than the long hair I had.
I don't mind the one-time hit there by Isla. That was a
Definitely.
that was a nice volley. A
What?
Lamine Yamal-esque volley. A Rafinha-esque volley. Even though
Indeed,
they
indeed.
did just lose in the Champions League.
Maybe a Dumfries type volley now.
True.
They won.
True.
Although he didn't play that great in the second leg.
He did not.
Hey, they got the win though. That's all that mattered.
Marin unable to bring that one down. Veritas throw now.
I like the opening aggressiveness though by the Titans. Hamlin definitely told him in the halftime meeting to keep their foot on the gas. And that's so far looks like what they're trying to do.
Yeah, we know Hamlin is not the type of coach to, he's very direct. He's
Absolutely. He'll tell you when you're messing up.
Yep.
He'll tell you when you're doing good.
Yep.
And I know he wants to get payback on this Veritas team for the unfortunate results they've had in the past meetings.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to want to get a bunch of goals here.
And now Mackie Logan racing down the field.
In that pace.
Way to
Also
follow through.
dangerous.
Good defense from Aaron Snyder. Just didn't go her way, but Veritas
Forces the deep throw in for Veritas.
And gonna be Titans
Wow.
throw.
Now that the Champions League game's over, I feel so much more locked into this game. I was watching both, and now I'm fully focused on this one.
That's a great throw.
Maggie Logan puts in a dangerous throw.
Matt
Goal!
Brilliant way to
She meant
recover.
miss that first strike, but it didn't matter.
It's
Matt-
the, it's,
She bagged it anyways.
it's the recovery that matters there.
She
And
bagged the goal anyways.
Mackie Logan.
What a finish.
What a finish!
That's a Colin Flood angle right there.
Right there.
At the goal line.
I mean-
putting it in the roof of the net.
And I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but that was after, what, 3 minutes?
That was after 3 minutes.
Into the
First
second
five
half.
again. Come on, Danny.
I mean, come on.
A 3-0 game in the playoffs. This is how you want to be
Titans-
playing.
This
Getting
is an
one
incredible
early.
way for the Titans to start this LIS
Titans getting one
tournament.
early looks just like the first half they had.
I mean, if they want to make a deep run, they're going to need all the momentum they can get from this game into who most likely will be Stab in the next matchup.
I give credit, though, where credit is due. V. Updike with that throw-in. I mean,
Wow.
absolutely.
perfectly
Caught the defense
placed.
sleeping, placed it
Perfectly
right over
placed
the
down the
top.
line.
V Updike has been we talked about how Marin was a free kick guy for this team, but V Updike, she is the throw-in,
Absolutely.
the throw-in
She's like-
professional.
It's
Throw-in
like Jack
merchant.
Cranston with the long throw,
Exactly.
the dangerous long
Exactly.
throw. That's very Jack Cranston-esque.
Or like an Alex Etzel big throw.
Jack Cranston's better.
And when we're making comparisons, I want to say, you threw out the Colin Flood name. Seth Molesky, that is a Seth Molesky shot right there, Mackie Logan.
Yeah.
Seth, he could put it anywhere, and and he's a lot, he was slotted like that. But Mackie Logan showing off the speed and then the finishing talent.
If any of the viewers don't know who some of these guys we're talking about are, it's a lot of our past teammates on the boys soccer team that we're just reminiscing on.
That's
A nice ball there by Veritas.
field.
Dangerous ball in,
Little
but
too
Amy
much.
Phillips able to collect it.
She's been all over the box of the Titans today. Any ball that comes remotely near, she's coming out and getting it.
Odd idea though from Veritas, just better a
The
little bit too
ideas have
far.
been there. It's just the
Execution.
Yeah, the execution in the final third has been lacking a little bit, which is a little bit surprising to me. But
Yeah, especially for a team, a team that's very well coached.
yeah,
I think really right now they just need to see one go in the net and more chances will
it's
come.
frustrating having a lot of chances not fall and seeing the scoreboard down 3-0 with still 33 minutes to play.
Definitely, but I mean, if you're
Still
if you're a
plenty of
Veritas fan watching at home, 33 minutes, that's still enough time.
Oh, it's,
Absolutely.
that's hours in soccer.
And definitely, if you're a Titans fan, you can't be satisfied. You need your team to continue looking to score, just like
Absolutely. Mackie Logan using that pace once again.
it's a good move, and she's taken down there, but
Foul?
no foul called.
Wow.
I think since it was a Titans throw, she figured
Yeah.
just give it and
I
and
think
keep playing.
I would if I were Titans, I would still rather have that
Oh,
free
definitely,
kick there. Yeah.
definitely.
But I guess I get it.
And the
I
ball's
mean, if I
gonna
was
be
the defender
out.
there, I'd be happy as a no call.
Definitely.
Got away with one. She came on earlier, Libby Griffin, the junior.
Veritas with possession. Ball comes to
Get a ball
Testaroco's
through.
feet. Out wide here on the right wing. Can Veritas get a chance? Little miscommunication there, but they're able to win it back. And there's a hit from way
Not a
out.
Bad idea. I mean, there we go once again with the final third execution for Veritas. It's a nice ball to switch the field.
Yep.
And then that ball in just doesn't make it where it was intended and stops their attack that looking positive.
Yeah, I think a risk you run into here is if you're Veritas is you want to get goals back, but you can't rush. They, shooting from way out there, you're rushing the opportunity.
Very ambitious.
Very ambitious.
That's a ball.
That's
across.
a great ball
Oh.
across.
Nobody to get on it.
Yeah.
I think Veritas has been doing a little better with the 50-50s though in this.
I
in this
agree.
second
I
half.
was just about to comment on that. After that punt, Veritas first ones to that ball. They very well may have talked about that at halftime as well. Fun fact, I actually swam with her sister in middle school. St. Michael's swim team.
Really?
Yeah. A lot faster than I was.
Where'd she go now?
Don't know. I think she's in college though. Definitely in college.
She was like 2 years older than me.
Great defensive effort from the Titans.
Again, that back line holds strong.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, I think there's really only been, one, maybe two legitimate chances for this Veritas team that have been super scary for the Titans. So, I mean, that's props to their – and, there's another chance that was able to be stopped by the Titans, but, that's just a –
I think one of the big things both the boys and the girls soccer teams pride themselves on are being hard defending teams all over the place. As Brian Phillips, head coach of the boys team, says, defend anywhere, everywhere, all the time.
defend like demons.
Defend like demons. And I think especially this back line for this girls team has been doing that very well.
I think the Titans switching to 4 in the back. They had been playing 3 in the back earlier in the year. I think the switch to 4 in the back, but giving these outside backs a little more freedom to go up, I think that's really made a difference. And
Absolutely.
they have more numbers back, but also pairing Avery Hanger with Lucy Wright at center back. That's a very strong duo that really doesn't leave any room for teams to get through.
And I know Hamlin trusts that back line, especially the center backs, very much. I mean, having a 3-back for the first half of the season with just Lucy back as the sole center back shows just how much trust he had in her. And, I mean, as a center back myself, I hate playing a 3-back, and I'm sure she didn't love it. But they made it work, and they made the switch now, and they made the switch work now, and it's been nothing but improvement for the Titans.
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing 3 in the back, you really – communication has to be a thing, but also you got to rely on your midfield. And sometimes, if you're a center back playing 3 in the back, it can be kind of annoying when your midfield might leave y'all out there on an island. But when you got 4 in the back, a lot more stable.
Definitely.
A little less dependency on the midfield. Yeah, agreed.
Because as a center back, you're able to step to a ball and have your partner at the side of you to cover you.
Mackie Logan, I thought she kept that one in.
I thought that stayed in too.
Now Veritas going the other way. Can they build a chance here?
A little over 28 minutes left for Veritas. Kind of hoping this game might go into penalties.
Yeah.
Want to see a little action.
No, it's guys soccer penalties here.
Oh yeah, I played in that game. I scored a penalty kick in that game. Yeah.
I didn't remember that. I didn't remember.
Yeah.
But that was
Yeah.
one of the most awesome soccer games I've ever seen.
Oh, without a doubt, that was the most fun game I've ever played.
Yeah.
I think I was 7th penalty taker because both the
Joe Turk?
Joe Turk.
Oh,
Shout out Joe
what a game.
Turkley.
What a match.
Penalty kick, goalkeeper Demon saved 2 massive penalties in the state playoff game 2 years ago against Woodbury Forest to save the
Ultimately-
game
ultimately
and
take us to
ultimately take us to City Stadium for the first time in a long time, and then our first I believe our first ever state championship berth from the guys' side.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, didn't come out with a win in that one, but truly incredible season for the program. And I still get chills thinking about that team.
Yeah, they were one of a kind.
That was a fun season for me.
How many? That's a lot of penalties when they need to get their center back taking PKs.
And in practice, I had skied 2 over the back net, which is hard to do. I was buried so deep in the
That's why you're going to be a great free kick, place kicker for
Oh, yeah.
Virginia Tech.
future walk-on punter / place kicker for Virginia Tech Hokie football team. Nice build up there by the Titans. Lucky there.
It's going to be a push
Yeah.
in the back. Well, I believe that was Kat Pope.
I
Kat
think
Pope,
it's the right call. She's
she'll get some stops, but she's also going to foul in the process sometimes.
I love the aggressiveness. You have to be aggressive in this sport. I mean, so there's over-aggressiveness, but none of her aggressiveness is malicious. She's just trying to fight hard to win the ball. Fouls will happen. That's what you need out of your midfielder, though.
And you're totally okay giving up a foul in this middle
Absolutely.
third where it's not going to be able to be a shot. Although
That's Jack Cranston range from a free kick.
yeah, Lauren Kenny for this team.
That's how we beat St. Chris on this field. Not this fall, but past fall. Jack Cranston had a free kick from that distance, lobbed it up, and Seth Molesky placed the header away.
Lauren Kenny with the ball now, sits it down the left wing. But again, a great defensive effort from the Titans, showing no weakness.
They want to keep the shutout, and I love it.
Yeah, especially if you can go into the next round having not conceded a goal at all
Good feeling,
in the LIS
especially
tournament.
for the defenders. I wonder if they do a little special shutout thing like we did in the fall. Guys, we did. If we had a shutout, somebody would bring donuts, like donuts shaped like a 0. I'm sure the girls have something they do.
And now the Titans back on the offensive. That's a great ball out wide to Marin
Marin's
Snyder
got
on the
some
left
space.
wing. Been dangerous all day from there. Has a hit. What a
That's a
save,
great
though.
look.
Man,
But then there's a hit. A goal!
What a finish.
man.
Mackie Logan. That's the second of the day. The brace for Mackie Logan, I believe.
And that all came from Veritas gave Marin Snyder too much space on that wing. That's the last person you want to give space for the Titans. He placed a great shot, great save by the keeper, but then Mackie was right there, placed it perfectly away from the keeper.
And now if you're, Coach Hamlin, you got the 4-0 lead. 25 minutes left in the game. Maybe we start throwing in some of these senior stars, throwing them in.
I think eventually he probably wants to keep the shutout, put some people in a little while. Still a tournament game after all. You don't want to.
Of course.
Don't want something to happen, but
But now 4-0. That's a comfortable lead for the Titans.
absolutely.
They're really gonna have to mess this one up.
What? Another chance right here.
Isla Crumlish racing down the field on the left wing. She hits a cross. It had the curve on it.
Wow.
Placed it low,
Between
but it
the
almost
legs. Another great look for the Titans.
Yeah, I think I could definitely see Hamlin putting some of the seniors that maybe don't get as many minutes, and also a lot of the younger players as well, to get them some playoff experience.
Definitely. Dangerous ball in for the Titans. Mary Mac Stark.
Bit of a
That's
heavy
quite
touch
the
there.
clearance.
It's quite the clearance.
Avery Hanger, though,
Ace there.
puts her body in the way of it, but
Good call.
yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, she went through her bag. This was without a doubt a penalty.
Yeah, that was definitely the right call there. Well done to use the shield and force Veritas to foul. There's the ball across.
Very no-nonsense defending there.
V. Updike, in previous broadcasts, we've referred to her the Swiss Army knife for this team. She can play anywhere. She can do whatever task Coach Hamlin needs on this field, and playing left back today, but she's been up at striker at points in the year. She's played in the midfield. She's a key contributor to this team, and she's definitely made her impact today in that left back position.
And also, Swiss Army Knight athlete is a better way to describe her. Three sport varsity athlete, tennis and basketball. I think 4 years as well. She's been a 4-year varsity member of all 3 teams.
And going to Randolph-Macon next year for tennis.
Big time commitment there. This girls soccer team has a lot of people that play multiple sports, which is really impressive to see. I mean, Isla Crumlish, for example.
Is a 4-sport.
Yeah, she runs
athlete.
Track, spring and winter, and runs cross country. She's in the middle of track season right now, and still playing on the soccer team. A lot of these players, very talented at both sports. You need athletes on a soccer team, and I think this team has a mix of both talented athletes, talented soccer players, and talented soccer/athletes.
Definitely, a lot of these athletes that have come in maybe hadn't played a lot of soccer before they joined this team, but I think, like you said, there's a good mix of people who have played soccer their whole lives, but also don't like to go off that corner there, but played soccer their whole lives. But then there's also that mix of players who came in late and have definitely contributed in a big way.
I mean, Coach Rick Hamlin and his staff, they all do a great job of building these teams up, keeping them all together, giving a lot of experience to some of these more inexperienced players like you were talking about. They've developed a very impressive squad.
Agreed. Here comes a Veritas corner. If you're Veritas, you need to take advantage of this chance.
Titan keeper's going to want to probably wishes they had that back. I think the sun definitely might have played a role in that drop.
There is nothing covering the sun right now. This whole entire field has been covered. We have a keeper change for Veritas.
She's not on our roster.
Yeah. I think it's number 99. Jordan Kenny comes out, and not too sure who's in goal now. They might have brought a field player in. Ooh, what a save!
What a save.
Wow.
That was a legit
I thought
chance.
for sure that was going in.
That was a legit chance for Veritas, but, I mean, with the sun in her eyes and all.
She had to fully extend for that, too, just to tip it up to the bar.
Titans still avoiding giving up the shutout.
Great ball.
And
Jump on it. Veritas throw. And
that's good group defending by the Titans. Swarm their best player.
Isla immediately shut that down.
It made up for maybe a miscommunication there. Nobody picked up the empty man, but they were able to work back and stop that from being a dangerous chance.
Quick throw from the Titans, trying to catch them off guard.
That's a thunder boot right there. Flipping Fields with that one.
Lucy Wright playing with it up top.
That's nothing.
And they're going to side judge.
Lucy was being held the whole way.
The side judge threw up the flag. He thought there was some contact, and especially late in the game, you can't. If you're Lucy, even if you're being held a bit early on, you can't just throw a player to the ground like that.
It's a tough one there as a defender.
It is tricky. Although I do feel it's never wrong to play it back to the keeper there. I mean, I feel like she have that option.
I would rather her give up a foul there than lose the ball and have Veritas a one-on-one against the keeper. At least with this, you have more time to get back and defend.
Here comes the free kick. And going to be collected by
no harm done
Amy
by
Phillips.
that foul.
Sophie Thompson in the game now.
There's one of the seniors you were talking about.
Had a big senior night performance.
Player of the game, I believe.
Player of the game. She had a great assist in the St. Margaret's game.
I know she's an avid lover of the game, so it was great to see her have her moment on senior night.
Oh yeah, big Man United fan. Which we
Unfortunate.
send out our thoughts and prayers to any Man
Yeah.
United fans in the
Couldn't be me.
broadcast.
Liverpool, man,
Definitely a tragic program to be a fan of.
won the league.
Marion Snyder back on the ball, and
Got clip. Yep. Good
yeah,
call there.
and that's going to be a foul. I think we saw. Usually these referees are going to give the call to the smaller player. We saw it down there, Lucy, a little bit stronger than the Veritas player. Called it go away, but down here, Marion Snyder able to win that call. And now the Titans have a free kick. Kat Pope taking it.
a lot of numbers in the box here. Sure hands by the keeper there.
I don't mind
by
that.
the
Make the keeper have those sure hands, and
She had to make a play, and she made the play she needed to.
Sophie Thompson getting in the mix here, but Testaroco wins that ball back and unable to connect with the Veritas
Closing in.
striker.
On about 15 minutes left in this match, if you're Veritas, you need to get one. It's at this point where you're either gonna get one soon or you're probably not gonna get one at all.
There's a ball down the line.
Nice
Be
ball.
Updike making a run for it.
Great talk there. Smart play. Tackle.
That was well done by the Titans. Had a great touch to Mary Snyder.
Number 4, Avery Hanger.
Yeah.
Okay. Sister of very talented soccer player Max Hanger, current junior here. Unfortunately, does not play for our team, but
Now here's a chance for Veritas, and he's
does
going to
push
hit it
it
wide.
That's good movement, though.
Yeah,
they still have life.
that was a great look. And if you're a Veritas fan, you got to be encouraged that despite your team being down, they're still playing, still trying to get the result. Ladies and gentlemen, we have on the broadcast now with us Trinity boys soccer stud Pierce Riddle, also a great golfer, might I say. Pierce, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you, boys.
This is gave you some shout outs earlier talking about the Thunderboot.
Thank you. Yeah, Thunderboots here. This is a beautiful sight, 4-0. I wasn't expecting this when I came up after the girls lacrosse game, but wow.
How'd they do?
They're 20-0. No. Trinity is just putting up numbers today, yeah.
I mean, yeah, this 4-0 result is something you really want to see.
Beautiful.
Now here comes Veritas. Lauren Kenny been dangerous all day, but what a save from
What a
Amy
save.
Phillips. The Carter Tyree coaching. I mean, he coaches them to be the best in the game, and Amy Phillips, what a save. Great reaction time. Did the golf team get the result today?
Probably not.
We're gonna assume.
I am unsure.
TBD to be determined on that one. If you're watching at home, I'm sure
We'll
there'll
definitely
be-
know at a morning meeting tomorrow morning.
Should know.
50 moves there.
Yeah, no. Pierce Riddle was not lying, ladies and gentlemen. 20-1 for our girls lacrosse team.
I hopped off the mic earlier,
I believe
but
is our girls lacrosse team going to play Stab in the next round? Do you know?
Maybe St. Catherine. No, I think it is Stab.
One-
They're gonna get killed.
Yeah, Stab is very good at lacrosse, like many sports. Speaking of Stab, we usually should like to shout out Chance Mallory on the broadcast, and he's a great basketball player.
Of course.
We're going to enjoy watching him at UVA next year. Shout out Chance Mallory. We also have not asked for our we haven't had our sponsored segment yet, or asking for sponsors. HP, Lenovo, even Gatorade, shoot, we'll take it. If you want to sponsor us, email me at tmctetterton@gmail.com. We're accepting any sponsorship offers you might want to throw our way. Lauren Kenny
Crossing
across
down
the
on the
middle. That's a
side.
legit
Cross.
ball.
You gotta be there. I'm gonna be honest.
Pierce Riddle with the commentary.
Pierce, would you be there on that ball?
I would have been there. I would have came from left back. I would have swooped up the full field. That's
Is that 99 pace to get up there?
22 out of 100, but
Hey, but you got that 99 shot power.
I definitely had that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pierce Riddle, very blonde hair. They call him White Lightning due to his speed.
They've never called me that.
He's very quick out there on the pitch.
Also, Merritt's going to shave his head after this game because Marin scored a goal. So now he has to shave his head and probably bleach it. Yeah, Meerkat.
Meerkat.
Yeah.
When did you score a goal?
It was
No. Marin Snyder.
Yeah.
They admitted that she wouldn't score,
No.
but Merritt has to shave his head.
Yeah.
now.
It was if
Yes.
she
Because she
scored it, now
scored.
Merritt has to shave his head. He just pulled up to the game.
Is he tweaking right now? That's unfortunate.
I think he's over there on that bench.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he pulled
Yeah.
up at halftime.
Pulled up after the goal. He was looking a little scared.
I think he knew going in
Yeah.
that it was only a matter of time.
He was looking worried.
He's gonna lose that middle part.
I don't want to go harass the coaches.
Go talk to Tyree.
Hold on, Phillips might kick me out. Look at him over there. That's him, right?
He's locked in over there.
Big step in. Mr.
Brian Phillips locked in on the sideline.
Yeah, I don't know if I can run there. Kind of scared.
Closing in on 10 minutes left in this matchup. Close.
Again, we'd like to remind people at home, if the Titans do pull out this result, which they most likely will, they will be heading to Charlottesville to take on St. Anne's Belfield. They have lost to St. Anne's Belfield twice in the regular season, but they were both very close games.
This is the playoffs now. Anything can happen.
Exactly, and they were games that the Titans could have pulled out. So if you're a Titans fan, you like to see that, especially with how they're playing in today's game.
Absolutely. Give him a little momentum
Oh yeah,
heading in.
yeah, the shutout. The shutout is quite the confidence booster.
I know I keep preaching it, but this is a completely different Titans team than the one that played Stab in the previous matchup. So Stab may be coming into this thinking, oh, we've got an easy win here against Trinity, but I think they're going to be in for a shock when the Titans roll into Charlottesville.
And there's become a little rivalry between this year's Stab girls soccer team and our team. I know the last time the Titans were up there, tensions flared, cards were thrown, and so yeah, the game not only will have the playoff stakes, but that tension between these two teams who already don't like each other this year, it's gonna make for a great game. If TSPN ever hits the road, that would be a game we would do it for.
Absolutely.
Get out of class to go up to Charlottesville to go to
I would love to miss track practice for
I'd do that.
broadcasting a soccer game at Stab. We'll have to talk to Hamlin about that this week.
Hey, we got Streamlabs OBS. That's the setup?
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's
Only the best. Only the best, bro.
Cool about Streamlabs. Is that what you use on your YouTube channel? OBS.
Will you be streaming?
Yeah, bro, just be that face cam right there. Face cam. Whoa. It's not anymore. It's Rust now. It's Rust. So maybe we
Wait, do you
upgraded.
stream?
Nah.
Yo, what's it called?
We're not gonna leak that.
We can't drop the name of Pierce Riddle's YouTube channel on this stream, but there is one out there if you'd like to go check it out.
It's definitely out there.
Give it a little shameless plug.
Oh, that's some good defense right there. What a step.
That step reminded me of you, Pierce. The going in physical with every tackle.
All right, yeah. Oh. It's not that deep, bro. No, it's there.
I like the Titans still being aggressive though, even though they have the 4-0 lead with about 7 minutes left. They're not pulling up yet.
Yeah, why not make a statement? You know, maybe
Exactly.
go for the 5-0, 6-0 win.
Put the LIS on notice after this one.
Good ball from V.
Unable to get there, just a little
it a little
too much
bit.
on it.
We have subs coming on. Is that Dakota Baldwin?
That is Dakota Baldwin.
Senior Dakota Baldwin, for her first year on the team, in an appearance in this LIS tournament.
Dakota Baldwin in the fall, volleyball captain,
Academic
leader of the
weapon as well.
team. And, yeah, very, very good at biology, chemistry, taking her talents to NC State next year. But coming in late, just started playing soccer this season. And already,
That's a class act by Coach Rick Hamlin there.
yeah, already made leaps and bounds, become a better player.
Maybe she can get her first goal today.
Potentially.
Ball's still up there.
Yeah, she had herself a good senior night.
Really? Okay, awesome. Yeah, I forgot y'all two were on the mic for that one.
That was a hype game.
All right, I'm retiring from being an announcer. It's good to see you guys.
Good to
All
see you, Mr. Pierce Riddle.
Pierce
Hey,
Riddle,
Pierce.
have a good rest of your evening.
See if Veritas, this one will end up going to the bench at all late.
That's a
Give,
great
Wow.
give some of
Amazing
their
tackle, aggressive.
underclassmen some experience. Yeah, it is an exceptional tackle down there in the box.
risky tackle, but
Very risky. But
hey,
Absolutely,
if it
but hey.
hits,
yeah,
by all means.
she had the technique down perfectly to make a clean play on the ball.
And that's another young player for this team that,
Who would,
if
would
that was 8th grader
Ainsley Jones?
Ainsley
Ainsley
Davis.
Ainsley Davis.
Ainsley Davis.
Nice.
Ainsley
Ainsley Jones, a
is-
track runner.
Yeah,
Yeah. Too many Ainsleys.
Ainsley Jones is actually faster than Matthias.
I don't know about that.
Ainsley Jones runs a faster 400 time than Matthias.
What is her
Lucy.
400 time?
59.
I can run a 59.
I don't know. You dropped a 61 in our 4x4.
Yeah, after I ran a race before. If I raced her, I think I could win.
We need to put that on. Get Coach Leach to put that on.
I don't want to do that, but I think if we were racing, I would win.
I got Matthias.
Yeah, thank you, Tucker.
Matthias is gritty. He's a
somebody
lunch
back
pail
there.
guy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let her beat me. If she gets out in front of me, yeah, I'll close. I'm not gonna lose. That's what I did to Spencer today in our workout.
But Matthias is definitely the closer for our 4x8 team. He
I'm the glue guy. I'm just the glue
he
guy.
holds it, he holds it together.
I'll give you all a solid leg. I won't give you all a flashy leg, but it'll be solid. I'll do right. Hey, I do what I
Veritas
need to
has a
do at
chance.
Freeman.
Good.
Yeah.
You locked in at Freeman.
Yeah.
But also, you dropped this lower 800 in Spencer.
Uh-oh.
Atlas. And Spencer is like the least fast twitch guy. No.
Chaos in the box. Titans just glad to get it out.
I want to run that. Me and Jonah were dying at that.
4 minutes left in this game. I can't imagine there'd be a lot of extra time. And really, up in the booth, we've kind of strayed away from specific commentary on the game. But if you're watching the stream and you're going to be in the St. Chris area, or even if you want to travel up to Woodbury for the state track meet, the Titans will be competing.
There's a good clearance.
Woodbury States are at Sportsbacker Stadium.
Oh, true. That's
Some
right.
subs for Veritas now. Looks like the only one I know for sure out at left back we have Amelia Wilcox. Great to see her get her first couple minutes of this match. I know Tucker's probably overjoyed to see her get some minutes as well. Making a run on that left wing actually. Tucker, did you teach her how to run? Make an overlap run like that?
No. No.
I know y'all be practicing together. Just another chance there
It's a good
by
save, though.
Obviously, she knows how to run.
Ugh.
I'm talking about that overlapping run.
Maybe he just shared some of his
Tucker's the
expertise of the
Tucker's
game.
I'm
Tucker's the
overlapping
overlap
run.
run teammate.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
If you hit me there, I'm going to hit the cross end.
Yeah. Just on that left side, you got that little lefty whip around.
Yep.
But, going back to that last chance by Veritas. Once again, the build-up is there. The ball in is just not what it needs to
It's
be
just
in that
not
final
enough.
third.
Just not
That's
enough.
been the story of this game for Veritas so far.
Just not enough. Truly.
I mean, this team's gonna have. They're gonna make a deep run in this D2 tournament, though.
They are.
Without a doubt.
And especially, with the controversy, the previous 1 seed in the Vista D2, apparently they had an issue with having players play for them they shouldn't have. So
What team was that?
I actually cannot remember the name, but they were the 1 seed, and I think they've had some issues.
They banned from the tournament or something?
Could be. So I think now that was a very good team that had given a lot of these D2 teams trouble, but rightfully so, as they were bringing in players they shouldn't have.
Veritas, both on the boys and girls side, is always a dangerous team and a tough matchup for a lot of the D1 teams.
Definitely.
We, on the guys' side, have always had some trouble playing Veritas, especially there with that turf field. They're one of the few schools that actually has a turf field.
It's a completely different game.
Exactly. So I know, did the Titans play at Veritas this year?
They did. They also tied.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, that definitely probably played a big factor into the result of that game. It's a small field, turf field. Nobody likes playing on turf. Some of them, like St. Chris's field is a lot wider than ours. There's like a range you can have your field size with. Like we have a more narrow field in a lot of the schools. St. Chris, Collegiate, they have super wide fields. Yeah, we don't. As you can see, woods surrounding.
It is very interesting because you gotta really game plan for that. It's
Definitely. It's like with the varying field sizes throughout all the schools. You can't get used to one play style on a certain type of field because
exactly.
you play at one game on one field and then the next week you're playing a completely different field. Like Titans, that stab field, if it's the same field that we played on, it's a bit shorter, at least it appears shorter, and it's probably about as narrow as our field is. So that'll work in the Titans' advantage, being familiar with that, but the length may throw them off a little bit.
I think maybe one of the players of the game that might be looked over is Amy Phillips. She's had herself quite the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
shutout.
Yeah, I think Veritas has had two. I want to say two very legit chances that maybe another keeper might have let in. But she is, that save off the crossbar was immaculate.
Absolutely. She has commanded that box and not let anything come by her.
I think the other, another player of the game we got to shout out, obviously with a brace, Mackie Logan.
Aaron Snyder as well,
and
creating
Aaron
all
Snyder
these
as
dangerous
well.
chances.
Yeah, a lot of the players that we anticipated to have an impact in this game.
They've lived up to our expectations, without a doubt.
Yeah, but I mean, you also got to shout out this defense,
That's the final whistle.
Kept the shutout.
That's ball
Titans
game.
win 4-0, advance to the LIS semifinals against St. Anne's Belfield. I believe that matchup will happen tomorrow due to the rain delay.
Yeah.
This game was supposed to happen on Monday. Usually they like to give them a day break, but I'm assuming with the rescheduling, they will play tomorrow at St. Anne's Belfield.
That's a quick turnaround.
Very quick
Indeed.
turnaround.
The Titans can enjoy this win for a little while after this, but then they have to immediately push this one behind them and move on to the next matchup.
Yep, agreed. And
Thursday, he's saying
is it Thursday? We're getting reports. We're getting reports from the experts at our lovely field.
Titans fans
Thursday.
definitely know better than we do.
They definitely do know. We have not looked at the schedule.
Okay.
Wednesday or Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. But
yeah, still, I mean, even if it is Thursday, they have
Still
to push this behind. If it's Thursday, they have to focus hard on the matchup ahead. They can't linger on this result too much.
But a 4-0 win, you can't ask for better. I mean, that
Absolutely not
is
ask for better.
exactly what you wanted to see out of the
This
Titans.
is exactly what Coach Rick Hamlin wanted out of his Titans team.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping by today. If you watch the broadcast at all, hope you have a great Tuesday evening. This has been TESPN. Have a